So let's make sure we're in our sturdy chairs, right? So preferably none with wheels or too much cushion. All right, we'll get started. So glad you joined today. It's raining here. Well, we need that rain, don't we? That's what keeps it so it's not quite so humid all the time. My goodness. All right, so today we're going to talk about fascia like we do, but specifically around the rib cage area. So our focus will be expanding our ribs so that we can increase our life force. Now, what is life force? It's just energy. It's the breath that we bring in with the breath. At the end of the day, we get tired, we yawn because we need oxygen, we need energy. When we're tight around our ribs, we're not taking as full of a breath as we potentially could. So it's very, very important that we work with the connective tissue around our rib cage, that we work our diaphragms and the intercostal muscles too. So our focus for today is the rib cage area. Before we get into that too much, let's just start connecting with our breath first. And as you breathe, you might notice the ribs. And if you feel like they open and close pretty fluidly, maybe closing your eyes here. This deep breathing really calms our minds by calming the central nervous system. We just always begin by connecting in with the breath. And while you're taking your nice, slow, deep cycles of breath, I want you to know that fascia, it's the connective tissue that covers our whole body. As we age, if we're not moving a whole lot, especially in the rib cage, this area is going to get, any area we're not moving in gets tighter and stiffer and much more challenging to move. So we must move the fascia. It's just very, very important. Do you know, can you guess how many joints are in the rib cage? How many do you think? I can't hear you, but you can say out loud, how many joints do you think you have in your rib cage? Would it surprise you to know that there are 100 joints in the rib cage? Yes, that's a lot, isn't it? Who knew? Well, you have 12 bones on each side. They connect in the front, the side, and in the back and to each other. So all those little connections are going to be joints. So 100 joints in the rib cage. So we really want to make sure when we breathe that we're very mindful moving through those joints and we're creating some nice space in the ribs. So now when you close your eyes, breathe and think about your wonderful, magical body full of all those joints in the ribs, and notice the ribs moving front to back and side to side. All I want you to do is find the movement of those ribs, like there's a balloon inflating. Feel the front, the back, and the sides. Fill up with breath as that balloon inflates. And then as you exhale, the balloon deflates and the rib cage just sort of collapses under your shoulders. So the ribs, if we don't move in this area, it restricts our movement patterns. It also is going to change our posture, and it limits the space for all of our organs. So let's think about the ribs as we're breathing. In your mind's eye, can you visualize your rib cage as a wicker basket? A wicker basket that becomes broader and wider and more stretched out with every breath. Good. Now with that big, full, open rib cage, let's sit up nice and tall, as if there's a string on the crown of your head pulling you even taller. And with all of that nice height, we'll lower our chin to our chest, but keep the spine long. So we're really going for a lengthening in the spine while we open up our neck. This is our first stretch. Just notice sensation here. And let's take our head rolls. So right ear over the shoulder, coming back through center. We have the left ear over the shoulder, just warming up here, side to side, breathing back and forth. And we'll add on a little bit. So let's take our right ear over the shoulder, pause here, and let the left arm dangle down now. Really reach toward the floor.
Breathe here. And then if you'd like a little more, your right hand can come behind your ear. And it's not going to pull down, it's just weight. So just rest your head on your hand on your head. And then we're going to externally rotate and internally rotate this left shoulder. So take your palm forward and back and explore the muscles, explore the connective tissue, that fascia around your shoulder, because this can get really bound around the neck and the shoulder. We're going to loosen up here, rolling around in that shoulder socket. Now let's place our hands on our lap, roll everything through center, and then the left ear over its shoulder. Right arm's going to go reaching down toward the floor, fingers down. Left hand, we're just going to rest the hand. Please do not pull down. That's a little too dramatic for the neck. And then rotate from the shoulder socket. So we don't just want the wrist to be moving. It's just this whole rotation, internally, externally. Be gentle with it. Oh, we are really getting some nice space between the ear and the shoulder. Nice. Now we're going to change it up just a little bit. So hands back to your knees. We're going to roll the right ear over the shoulder. Take the right hand back and the left arm back. Everything the same, but we're going to take a head nod. So let's lift and lower the chin now and start rotating the shoulder. So now we've got a lot going on here. Yeah, let's see what we feel as we lift and lower that head. Great job, loosening up, and then back through center. We'll roll it to the other side. Left hand behind the ear, right arm down. Let's rotate the shoulder and lift and lower the head. So again, we just want to keep everything moving. The muscles, the tissue around the muscles, the bones, good. So everything's moving fluidly. Nice job. Now hands to the lap, head through center, and chin parallel so that we can interlace our hands behind our head. We'll take our chin parallel to the floor and then just press your head back into your hands. And if you can, lift that occipital ridge bone, that back of your skull, lift it up, up, up. So we're getting some traction for the neck. We're strengthening those neck muscles. Lift and pull and press back and breathe. Excellent. And then keep that length, but arms are going to reach out with the palms facing down. Now let's open and close our fingers. So we're getting circulation to the fingertips. Good. And then flip your palms up and open and close. Beautiful breath. Let's start circling our wrists around now. Yeah, all these joints moving. Go around the other way. Beautiful job. And let's start taking this down toward our hips. So now we can just take some shoulder rolls up and around. Maybe even looking over the shoulder, right? So just kind of checking in on that range of motion in the neck and the shoulder after we've loosened it all up. Yeah. Move around a couple more times to each side. There you go. And then right back through center. So this connective tissue, if you were able to cut your arm open and see the tissue, you would see it's full of fluid. That's good, healthy fascia. The more you move, the more fluid there is. The movement causes fluid in the fascia. Also, take a sip of water. Some of the synovial fluid and the movement in our connective tissue comes from the water we drink. Movement and water, very important for our flexibility and mobility. All right, so drinking and moving. Now, there's one place in our arm that can be very, very dehydrated. It's at our elbow. So there's the elbow joint and a little bone off here to the side. Once you kind of come in sideways, find that little divot in between the two of this outer bone and the elbow joint, and just kind of move around in there, and you'll feel there's a tendon there. And it can be kind of crunchy and dry. So just bend at your elbow, put a little pressure there with your hand and move your wrist around so that this movement is going to hydrate this area, lubricate it. It's a strange little movement, but it needs this movement. Good, so it's not so dry and crunchy. Excellent, it's kind of like a little violin string, can get super, super tight. So just keep moving that around, bending it, change the angle of it. Good, sometimes we get little pops and movements there. And maybe a little circle, any way you want to move it, just kind of bend in that elbow there. Good, now let's take it to the other side. So finding the bone and the joint and that little divot in between, again, kind of come in sideways, feel around for it, and then twist and twirl around, move through your wrist, because that's going to move that tendon. Good, bringing fluid into the connective tissue so it doesn't feel so stiff, right? Sometimes we get that pain in our elbow joint, and it could just be because we're not moving it around enough and it's just gotten very dehydrated. Strange little angle, and it can be kind of tender, that little violin string. So if it's crunchy and dehydrated, we move it to get it more fluid. Fist up and down, it should feel good. It stretches all those tendons. Get into the tight, tight area there. All right, round and round a couple of times. You got it. And then just shake out your hands and your feet. Good. And now let's swing our arms forward and back. So all of our connective tissue just gets a lot of fluid. You're just moving around, that's all. And then crisscross your arms. Good. Okay, we're going to do a nice immunity boost right here by squeezing our armpits, those lymph nodes under your armpits. So let's go ahead and take our left arm over the right and touch your shoulder. So left hand touches the right shoulder and vice versa. So we're kind of just hanging on here. Now we're going to take a twist, but it's a little different because our head will stay straight on. Just turn your rib cage right and left, right and left. So the arms twist side to side. Find something straight ahead of you to look at and try not to move your head at all. So the head stays center. It's not moving. The rib cage is moving. Remember those 100 joints? They're twisting side to side. And the reason we're doing this is sometimes we get very tight in our necks. And we don't always want to move and stretch the neck. Sometimes moving the rib cage will get into that connection and stretch the neck for us. So sometimes we want to move the lower appendage to actually get a stretch in the neck. Really working those ribs side to side. All right, now shake it out there. We're going to take the opposite. So this time we're going to take the right arm on top of the left. So opposite is what you had before. Sometimes it's a little more challenging. And then go side to side again with that opposite arm on top. Head stays center. Excellent job. Side to side. Move those ribs. We're working the connective tissue and the muscles. Good job. And then shake it out again so we can take the full eagle's wrap. So left leg, if you just cross at the ankle, that's fine. If you can, at the thigh, left leg on top, and then right arm on top. If you'd like to just do the hug, that's fine. Or you can take your left fingertips and your right palm, lift the fingertips up, 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 and then lower your elbows toward your chest. Good. Lift and lower. Nice job. Lift and lower. And now this time we're going to bow forward and tuck our chin. So we're stimulating the thyroids, we're stretching, but squeeze your armpits and squeeze that lymph out of the armpit lymph nodes. Good immune booster, great stretch. 2 deep breaths between our shoulder blades, stretching those tight ribs up at the top, loosening them up. Nice. Now let's release this and take our wings and our stomping feet. Good. Oh, release. Now we switch sides. So we're going to take that right leg over the left, or you can just cross at your ankles. Left arm is on top. It's the opposite. Feel free just to hug here and lift and lower your elbows. Or you can take the fingers in the palm, right fingers in left palm. Lift the elbows and shoulders up, 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 and then lower them towards your chest. Lift is going to tighten those muscles, and then we're going to lower down and loosen them. One more time. Lift it all up. Now exhale and lower, and we're going to bow forward, stretching again. 2 deep breaths. You might feel that stretch on the top of your shoulder. That's the deltoid muscle. Fill up your back with breath, and then exhale, soften. Big stretch for our ribs here. Good. Now let's untangle ourselves and fly our eagle's wings and stomp our feet. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Okay, now we're gonna take our feet wide. This is our goddess stance. When you're sitting in goddess, I would like for you to be sitting on your sit bones. How do you know if you're sitting on your sit bones? Well, if you're tucked under, like a dog tucks his tail, you've gone back towards your tailbone, so you're not on your sit bones. So come to where you have a nice neutral pelvis. You're not tilting your sit bones back or curling them under. You're right in between the two. That's a nice tall seat we can sit up tall with. Good. Now, once we're here, what we want to do is our seated cat-cow. So hands to the knees. We're going to pull those elbows back. Now shift back into cow. And then exhale, tuck and round into the cat pose. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, round. So you're going to come out of that neutral pelvis, exaggerating the tuck and tilt, so we get really long-lasting mobility all along our spine. The connective tissue that gets tight around our rib cage also gets very tight around our pelvis if we're not moving it. And when we do our cat-cows, what you're doing is imbibing the vertebral disc with fluid. Yes, let's do one more. Round it and lift it. Excellent job. Now, can you find those sit bones again and sit neutrally? Both hands to your right thigh, turn toward your right knee. We're going to take a little walk down toward our right knee. So keep this left sit bone rooted. Feel this left quadratus lumborum muscle stretch. Reach your left arm out in front of you and open and close a fist here. So reaching and grabbing and breathing. Good. Now we're going to sit up a little bit, place our left hand outside of our right knee and do a rainbow arc. So let's inhale all the way up toward the ceiling and then look over the shoulder and lower all the way back down. Fingertips reach for the floor. And then inhale, watch your hand go up toward the sky through the rainbow arc, not touching our knee, but going out again and reaching and grabbing. There's something just out of our reach that we want. Open there through that whole back rib and the hip. Get a good stretch there. And then one more time, sitting up a little taller, hand to your knee. Take that rainbow arc. Up, inhale. Exhale, look down and reach toward the floor. And one more time, up and over. Noticing that connective tissue in the rib cage stretching. Excellent. Now let's take both hands to the left thigh, turn your chest toward the knee and take a little walk down toward your left knee, peek at your toes and notice the space between your lowest right rib and your hip. Reach out and open and close with your right hand now. It's your stretchiest stretch and your deepest breath. Beautiful work, stretches there all along the side body. We're going to come up tall, right hand to the left knee, and big rainbow arc. Watch your thumb go up and all the way back and around, reach toward the floor, and then inhale all the way back up and through. This time, reaching and stretching again. Can you reach over just a little bit more? Rooting that right sit bone to the floor. Excellent. And last time, sitting up, right hand to the knee, we're going to look all the way up and then all the way behind our shoulder as we reach toward the floor with our fingers. Coming up and back and around, touching our knee. Beautiful. Feet back out in front of us, a couple of marches here. Nice. Opposite arm, opposite leg, sitting up tall, pick up our feet. Beautiful. Now let's stretch all of this out. So sitting forward a little bit, taking our interlaced hands around our right knee. Can we bend in and round the knee toward the nose? Some of us can touch, some of us head in that direction, but we're stretching from the cervical to the lumbar spine, neck to the low back. Now let's take this to the other side. So left knee comes in, round your back. Woo, good job. Tuck and stretch, should feel nice. Excellent work. Let's shake that all out and come into a little bit of arthritis work for our hands. We're going to do what's called the cat's claw. So our right hand, we spread it out. This is the claw. We're going to stretch. It's like we're grabbing something and pulling it in. Starfish your hands and then pull it in. So here's the stretch of the connective tissue in the hand, and that's the strength. As we stretch it and pull back in. Let's try it on the left hand. We starfish out and then pull in. It's something heavy and you're gripping around it. Stretch and strengthen. Use those fingers. Nice. Now we're going to do both of them. And since it's cat's claw, we're going to take what's called a lion's breath in yoga. That's where you stick out your tongue and you get rid of all your stress. So we take that out this way and then pull it in now. Good, inhale and one more. Good job. That's a crazy breath we do in yoga, just releases stress. We're going to take those legs out and get back into the side body, back into our ribs. So what we'll do is take our right forearm to our thigh and the palm is up. The left hand will come to the shoulder and the left elbow up toward the sky. So it's a little lateral bend, but I don't want you to dump into your shoulder. So pull your ear up out of your shoulder and your rib away from your thigh. Now we're going to look up at this left elbow and take maybe 2 or 3 inch circles backwards. And by turning our head and circling our elbow, we're moving all of this connective tissue along our left side body. Excellent. See, it's all interconnected. When we move one area, the whole body benefits. And now let's go in both directions. So reverse the direction of your elbow circles on the ceiling. Just moving the shoulder so it feels good. Feel that in your left hip. Excellent. Let's come up through center, through goddess pose. Now left forearm here, try not to sink in. Create space. Yoga is all about creating space. Right elbow, we'll look at it. Start our little 2 to 3 inch circles backwards. Good job. If you need to, you can turn your head in another direction that feels better. Excellent job. Your gaze is at your elbow if you can. If not, you can look at the floor. Let's go the other way. So we go both directions. Notice if you're popping or clicking in there, right? And deep breath. Good job. Now let's go and stretch on each side. So we're going to take this and just stretch up and over. Nice. Now that we've opened up a little bit. And then to the other side, reach up and over. Nice. Now we're going to add on a little bit. So this time we're going to take that left leg a little straighter and then see if we can go in a little deeper this time. So you're leaning away from that ankle. Good. And then come on up, bend the left knee, the right leg straightens, and we'll see if we can go even more into that side body. See, we want to take a deep breath and really stretch that connective tissue there, armpit to hip. Beautiful. Let's come back in together in some cat-cows. So feet a little bit wider. Let's lift up and round. Cat-cows is a nice way to realign our spine when we've been moving side to side. Okay, we do have a dance today, and this dance is going to help loosen up our fascia in our rib cage and up through our chest. This one is Happy Together by the Turtles. So we'll go over our movements together. We're going to be moving in our hips to start. So we want a nice strong mountain position with both sit bones on the chair. When we dance, I like us to be a little bit more scooted forward so you have plenty of room in your chair. Now you can have your hands on your thighs or your hips, but we'll start with our left leg. It's just the left leg stepping out and coming back in, and then the right leg. Okay, we got that. Let's do that one more time. So step it out, keeping our ankle under our knee. Now the second one we do is one cactus arm following its leg. All right, we'll do that one more time to each side. One arm, one leg. Good. And then we do two arms, one leg. Excellent job. Right there. Okay, excellent. And then we're happy together. This is our happy dance right here. And then take your hitchhiker thumb. This is gonna follow the music. We'll take it one finger at a time. We're gonna pull our arm all the way back, and we do what I call the Scarlett O'Hara. You take the back of your hand to your forehead like you're Scarlett, and then you drop your arm, right? So then the right arm out, we take it all the way back, nice and slow, one finger at a time. It's like Scarlett says, oh, Rhett, she gets the vapors, and all the way back. And then both thumbs up, we'll take it all the way back. Now, instead of the Scarlett, this time we take a big hug and round our back. Good. And then thumbs up, take it all the way out. Good. And then the opposite arm. So we're getting into those lymph nodes again. Excellent job. And then they're going to say me and you for me. And then elbow kisses, no matter how they toss the dice. It has to be the only one for me is you and you for me. So happy together, okay? And then at the end, we're gonna start lifting up our sit bones. So we're working those rib cage muscles. And then we even have some where we can touch and go side to side and do a little bit of our strengthening of our rib cage muscles. All right, I think you got this. All the movements go with the lyrics. Let's drink our water, hydrate ourselves. So we'll go back to the 60s, I think, 60s, 70s, the Turtles, and Happy Together. All right, here we go. Get ready with that left leg.
Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right.
Two arms, single leg.
About the girl you love.
Good. Two arms.
So happy together.
Good job. One more time, a little faster.
Call you up, invest a dime.
One arm, one leg.
You belong to me. Lose my mind.
Two arms, one
Imagine what the
leg.
world could be. So very
Happy together.
So happy together.
Left arm. Hitchhiker. Here we go.
I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Me and you and me. No matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together.
Left arm. Here you go.
I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Me and you and me. No matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together.
Here we go.
No matter matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together, so happy together. And how is the weather? So happy together. We're happy together. So happy together. Happy together. So happy together. So happy together.
Oh, yay! Good job, everybody. That's nice to go back in time, remember those fun songs we used to listen to, huh? Oh, that worked that connective tissue. Let's get another drink again. Feel that heart rate lifted a little. So the reason we do our dances in chair yoga is it connects with the hippocampus of our brain, the part that helps with cognitive decline. So it helps us with memory loss. Learning new patterns and dancing is one of the best ways to help your memory. All right, how's the breath after that little bit of cardio? Got the heart rates up a little. So maybe just close your eyes, breathe into your rib cage again. Seated mountain pose. Take a full breath in. Exhale it out. Make sure you're expanding your rib cage as we breathe. And sit all the way back in the chair. We're going to start working in the lower body. So we'll take our left foot up and start pointing and flexing that left foot. This way we're pumping the blood from the calf all the way up to our heart. There's muscles that contract there that help press the blood upstream so we get it into our heart and then ultimately up in our brain. Now let's flex our foot and windshield wiper side to side, which is helpful for our hip socket. Good. So notice just like our shoulder joint, the bottom socket joint, that's the same with our hip. So roll it around there and then go ahead and take it into a circle. See if we can do a nice full circle with the big toe and let's go around the opposite direction. Oh, nice work. Let's take that off to the right side now. So flexing our right foot and pointing and flexing. Moving through the ankle. Strengthening our ankles and our calves. This helps with lymphedema, neuropathy, and varicose veins, pooling blood in the lower limb. Helps just flush unnecessary fluids back up out of the calf and shin. Let's try that windshield wiper, even feeling the femur head move back and forth in the socket. And then when you're ready, start your ankle rotations round and round, going the other way. And then both feet, let's get both feet going, pointing and flexing, really working on our quadricep muscles now here at the top of our thighs. And windshield wiper them. There we go. Feel that in your hips. So it's your ankles, but it's your hips as well. Great job. And then just shake that out, roll around a little bit. Good. Maybe swimmy your legs and your arms. Good. Get that core working. Nice. Okay, we'll go to our top of our chair for our sun salutation. So sitting with our feet flat on the ground, ankles right underneath our knees, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hands at our heart. So we've got our nice, tall, strong, resilient mountains. We'll take our arms up and overhead, find cactus position with our arms and tilt ourselves forward. So you'll feel your lower abdominals and low back catch the weight of your upper body getting strong. Full breath in. Take our hands to our kneecaps. Exhale, take a forward flexion. Inhale, let's come on up and take the back extension. Squeeze the elbows, shoulders back. Exhale, we forward fold. Now from here, right arm will lift up to the sky. Take a little peek at your right thumb. Exhale that down. Left arm's going to come in a comfortable twist, straight arm.
Exhale to release the hand. Now inhale yourself back up, power up from your core, palms touch, and exhale your hands right back in front of your heart. Again, arms sweep out and overhead. Maybe look up this time, and then head center as you come to the cactus and lean forward, strengthening our backs. Hands to our knees, we'll stretch it back out. Inhale, pull up and back. Exhale, let's fold forward. Now left arm comes up first this time. See if you can spread your fingers wide as you twist and release. Right arm comes up. Now think about your rib cage turning and twisting. Nice. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Breathe. Exhale, hands to your heart. Just one more like that. So arms coming up. We'll take the cactus position and peek at our toes. Make sure the feet are parallel. Hands to our knees, we take our bow. Exhale. Inhale, come on up and really pull the elbows back. Exhale, dive forward. Right arm comes up and we straighten the elbow and twist, look up. Exhale to release it. Inhale, left arm up and release. Nice job. We're going to inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, our hands to heart. We're going to change things up a little bit. From here, arms are going to come up in a big circle. They'll come back to our heart and then right into cactus. Good. Where we'll cross our left hand to our right shoulder, right hand to the left shoulder. And again, we're going to take our twist with the head staying forward. We're used to the head moving, but we want to isolate this in the rib cage today. Feel those ribs moving side to side. Excellent job. Hands back through center. We're going to take that up and around. Good. Back to center. Back to our cactus arms. Excellent work. Now the right hand holds on. Left arm comes up and we're going to lean all the way over. Palm faces the floor. Good job. Let's come back to cactus. Left hand holds on. Bend that left elbow. Right arm reaches over. Right sit bone steady. Beautiful job. Right back to center. Hands to our heart. Now here we're going to open up. Exhale, round the back. Try to touch palms and elbows. Tuck the chin. This is called bellows breath. Inhale, open your big wings. Exhale, right here you go. Nice job coming back through this cactus position. We're going to lean ourselves forward. Hands to our knees. We'll forward fold, but come back up with our arms right in line with our shoulders. So hands out in front and then lean forward. Really work that core. Nice. Now we're going to fire up the core by pressing the toes down and lift the heels up. So we're feeling that in our calf muscles. Lower the heels and take that imaginary ball overhead. And then exhale your hands back to your heart. Good job, guys. Let's take that back to cactus. Round your back. Touch the forearms and palms. Inhale, open. That's back strengthening. Exhale, round. That stretches. Back to cactus. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tilt forward. Feel those muscles that corset your low belly and low back. Tighten up. Hands to your knees, forward fold. Nice. Now this time we're going to come back up for that chair position. So arms out in front and then lean forward. Now this time what I want you to do, keep your feet down and your big toes down, but lift your other 4 toes. So just the 4 toes lifted, big toe down, and then switch that. 4 toes down and big toe up, and then all toes down and lift up. How'd you do with that? And then hands to your heart. Last one like we started. Arms overhead, look up. Find your cactus, lean halfway, deep breath in. Hands to your kneecaps, let's forward fold. Inhale, slide the hands back to your hips, look up, squeeze. Exhale, fold. This time left arm comes up, straight elbow, reach for the ceiling. Exhale it back to your ankle, right arm up, spread your fingers wide. Excellent job. Release it. Now arms out and overhead. Exhaling the hands right to the heart space. Seated mountain pose. Check your breath. Feel the sensations of your body. Maybe you're a little warmer. Maybe the heart rate's a little higher. Check your posture. And let's just pony out our ankles. So lift one ankle and then the other. This one too causes the soleus muscle to constrict against the veins, pumping blood back up to our hearts. It's very helpful to move your calves if you feel dizzy. Good, because it helps get that blood flow up where you're lacking up there in the brain. All right, now we're going to do our blast offs today. We'll have our feet underneath us. The blast offs are sits to stands. The most important part, it's not how many you do, it's about your leg placement, because our legs really support us. So how you're structurally aligned is very important. Toes and knees straight forward in line with your hips, ankles directly underneath our knees, right? That's real important. Now, if you don't want to come up, you can squeeze your gluteals when we stand and relax them when we sit. If you need a little boost, we swing our arms. If you like a little extra challenge, you can crisscross your arms again, like we were twisting. Okay, here we go, making sure ankles are right underneath us. We'll do 10. We count down from 10, and the last one's our big blast off. So here we go, guys, stand on up, 10. You can count with me. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, doing great, almost there, 3, 2, and 1, but we can't forget our blast off. So release our hands, stand up, and everybody says blast off. And we come all the way back down. Take a breath, grab some water. Oh, perfect job. So the reason we do our sits to stands is to strengthen our quadriceps. Quadriceps are muscles of independence. Unfortunately, they begin to atrophy as we age. So we want to make sure really working in the front of our thigh. All right, we're ready to come up to a standing position. Okay, so those of you who need to stay seated, you can try to do things in the chair or just watch us, that's fine. But we do some balance work, and for that we need to stand. So we're going to stand with the back of our chair in front of us, right? So if you need to hold on, there's always support. We're going to pony through our feet again. That's just prancing. It's lifting one heel and then the other. You can tap your chair or try your balance. Super great if you stand up and things go a little dark. You're pumping that blood back up to the brain. Now maybe swim your arms, find your rhythm, get some upper body movement going. Why not? Have fun with it. Okay, now both hands to the chair, both heels down. Let's come up to our tippy toes. And then take your right arm up. Take the up and maybe look at your hand. And then release your heels and your hand. Lift your toes and tuck your chin so you're looking down. It stretches your back body. And then let's lift up to our tippy toes. Lift your left arm. Feel your calves contract, good for our ankles. Lower, lift the toes, and tuck your chin. Excellent job. One more time. Now, as we lift the right arm, lift our heels, maybe lean back in a back bend this time. And then release the hand and the heels, lift your toes and tuck your chin. And left side, come on up, maybe lean back, look at your hand. And then release the hand and heels and tuck. Good. Excellent job. Now let's just shake out our legs here. We're going to work on balance and balancing muscles. So standing on our left foot, right knee's bent, we're going to start circling our knee toward the chair. So moving in this hip joint for better hip mobility, releasing fluid, hydrating again. And let's take that backwards now. Round and round in the ball and socket joint. Again, the more movement we have, the more lubrication we have. Good. Now we're going to just lift and lower like the little fire hydrant lift and place your hand where you feel those muscles lifting your leg. Gluteus medius and minimus and our abductors, all the hip stabilizers. Excellent. Now we're going to take that right leg out to the side, but facing our chair. So hold on, right leg out, flex your foot, and then take your right arm out. Good. Maybe left hand taps. Maybe it hovers. Keep breathing, standing on that left foot. 3, 2, 1, and then ski it out, side to side. Stretch those hips. Whole series to the other side. So let's bend our left knee, circle it forward. Now you choose how big that circle is. It's always a comfortable range of motion. And then let's take it backwards. So we're strengthening not only our hip, but our backs. Good. Now let's lift and lower out here to the side. Our little fire hydrants, again, feeling the gluteus medius and minimus and abductors lift and lower the leg. That helps us when we lose our balance to right ourselves. We want this strong here. And then let's take that balancing position. So left leg out to the side, left arm reaches, tapping our chair, just standing on our right foot. Maybe holding 3, 2, 1, and again, ski it out. Whoa, nice work. And shake your legs, and let's do some marches. Everything that just worked is getting a good stretch. Okie doke, warrior pose. So let's stand on 2 feet, right foot forward, left foot steps back like you're on a railroad track, and your left foot is at a little 45-degree angle. If you need to hold on with one hand, you can, or hands on your hips. We're going to straighten our right leg and bend the knee. Each time we bend our knee, we seat our right big toe. We want the right knee tracking the second and third toe. This helps our walking gait. Good job. Lift and lower. Now we're going to bend that right knee, left leg stays straight. Now we're going to lift the left arm up, and that's going to help us stretch right at our left hip crease and into the quadriceps. And to get even deeper, let's lean over to our right. The hip flexors right there at your hip crease, they shrink as we age. So again, we want to make sure we're stretching our connective tissue because it will affect our walking gait if we don't. Come on back up and go ahead and step forward and shake it out. So if we're not stretching this area, we'll tend to take little steps because if we're tight here, we take little shuffles instead of bigger steps. The more we shuffle, the more likely we are to trip and fall. So left foot forward, right foot back. Make sure you're standing on a railroad track and not a tightrope. So the feet are wide, that will help you balance. Bend and straighten that left knee. You can hold on or hands to your hips. Good. This helps us align our knees safely over our ankles. Good. You have muscle memory. You don't even have to think about it. Your knees will just naturally align themselves up. Now go ahead and bend that left knee. We're going to lift our right arm. You can hold on with the left chair or place your left hand on your hip. Feel that stretch, this whole opening of connective tissue all on the right side, and then lean over to our left so we get even deeper. When we sit a lot, this area gets tight right at our hips. Good, this helps open it up. Let's come all the way back, step forward, and some more marches to release our back from any tightness. Okay. Now we're going to take this into a goddess squat. So chair where you can hang on to it, heels in and toes out, feet pretty wide. We're going to either hold on or hands to your hips. We're going to lower for 2. Comfortably try to keep your toes back towards your pinky toes and not fall in. And then come on up. You can touch your chair if you need to or not. But we're going into the piriformis muscle. It runs horizontally through your glutes, and we want to work in this area so the sciatica nerve has plenty of room, is not being impinged on. Excellent. So we're stretching it out, working on hip mobility. Good work. Try not to lean forward, so keep your chest up. That's a whole different area. Yeah, so it's like you're sliding down a wall. Now slide straight down, keep your chest up, try not to lean it forward and hold. 3, 2, 1, come on up, excellent job, shake it out. Now a little different balancing walk, chair to your right foot. We're gonna place our right foot, or chair to your right, left foot comes out. We're gonna crisscross over, left foot, right foot, left foot. Now the right foot's gonna step, left foot up, right up, left up. Now put your left foot back, right foot back, left foot, like you're weaving. Right foot, left foot. Now let's try this again. So right foot up, left foot up, a little balance. Right, left, now bring that left foot crisscross forward, right foot crisscross, you got your chair. Left foot, now it's right, left, like you're dancing, right, left, now right back and left, weave, right and left. Excellent job, everybody. Let's come and take our tree pose. So we've got our left ankle at our arch, or if you want to come to your calf, you can just stay below your knee joint. Neutralize your pelvis to the 2 hip bones are straight across and in the same plane as your pubic bone. One hand can be on the chair. We want to make sure we're externally rotating the hip and the knee, possibly tapping with our right hand, possibly both hands to heart, both hands to hips. We can take one to cactus, right? We can do the bonsai tree. We saw a whole little garden of bonsai trees over the week. Now, if you want, you can take those more classical straight arms, but you don't have to. Just find something straight out in front of you and breathe. If we can hold here 5 cycles of breath, really helps with osteopenia and osteoporosis, strengthens our bones because we're weight bearing. Good, another 2 breaths. Excellent work, everybody. Now let's release our hands. You can take your chair to the other side and we'll place our right arch at our left ankle. Maybe we want to come up a little higher. It doesn't have any added benefit. It's just if it challenges you. So put your foot wherever you'd like, separate your knee, find your neutral pelvis, externally rotate, and then we play with where we want our hands, right? And don't be afraid to move a little bit. Trees in nature flow. This is where you can practice taking yourself out of balance a little bit. Notice how your ankle wobbles. It's called proprioception. It's talking to your brain. So don't ever stifle that. Let it move. It's trying to figure out just the right placement so you don't fall over. And then settle in wherever you want your arms. We don't have to match. You can put them any way you want, just like nature. You can have short little branches. You can have big tall ones. Just stand tall and breathe. Good, tap your chair anytime. Tap the floor with your toe anytime. One more deep breath. Beautiful trees, everyone. Hands to your heart, shake that out. And we'll come back to our chairs. Grabbing our strap. Excellent job. Okay, I think my strap is still in my suitcase, so I travel with my yoga stuff. I'm just going to use, and I want to show you that you don't have to have a strap. This is just a little jacket I had on, and I'm going to put it around the right ball of my foot. So put your strap or whatever you have around the right ball of your foot, and I want you to steer it like a steering wheel. So take your toe like a pigeon toe and a penguin foot. Just rotate that windshield wiper in and out, in and out. Good, now sit tall. We're gonna take that leg out to the right, excellent. Left arm pulls back as we stretch our chest. That's inner thigh, inner knee. Coming back to center. You might want to stay right here in front. Some of you can crisscross for that outer IT band, pulling out. These hamstring stretches allow us to do all the things we like physically. Walking and hiking and just staying up on our feet, cooking, keeping the hamstrings stretched. Excellent. Now let's set up for pigeon. So ankle to ankle or ankle to thigh. Now what we're going to do here, if it's comfortable, is lift and lower your knee. Good. So we again want to make space for the piriformis muscle and the sciatica nerve. We can get really tight back there and stuck tight if we're not moving this around and stretching it. Good. So let's go ahead and set it back up, flex your foot. We're going to hold on to the chair this time and just start leaning forward until you feel the stretch in your outer hip and deep in the gluteal muscles. And breathe. Maybe breathe a little deeper. Shoulders leading the way. Tall spine. Good. We don't want that piriformis muscle stuck tight. That's very limiting in your back. Good. Now we're going to come on up, take our cactus arms and just hold out that blade for 3, 2, 1, and stomp it out. Let's get ready for the other side. So taking that around the left ball of your foot, and we're going to steer it like a pigeon foot and a penguin foot, like you got your steering wheel. That's just moving the femur head around in its socket, the ball and socket of your hip. All right, and then really flex your foot. Your left hand is going to pull that leg open, right arm stretches the chest. Take a deep breath. Excellent job. Let's come back to the other side. Stay straight on or crisscross the body. Pull the left arm back, sit tall and breathe. Maybe a little peek over that left shoulder. Nicely done. You can place your left ankle at your right ankle or up here on the thigh. So we're going to interlace again around the knee if that's in your range of motion. Good work. Stretching. Excellent job. And then let's hold on to the chair, flex our foot, and let the shoulders lead the way. Always something happening in those tight hips and deep in the glutes. Beautiful work. We're going to come on up with those arms in cactus. Extend the leg out, strengthening for 3, 2, 1. Legs out wide. We're going to hold on to a big ladle and stir the pot. So as far as that connective tissue goes, there's a big diamond of it along your back body on top of your ribs. It's called the thoracic lumbar fascia, TFL, and it can be very, very dense and thick. We want to stretch it out. So let's go the other way. This will help those ribs. Nice job. Just hold your ladle. A little movement here. Lean forward and back. Use your core muscles. Go all around that pot. One more time. Okay, doke. Now let's just take some cat-cows here in the center. Realign everything. Beautiful job. Take the legs out. Let's just open and close and move our feet. Good job. Give a little shake and say, good job. All the way back. Sitting up in mountain pose. Take a little body scan with eyes closed. Again, noticing the temperature, your heart rate, how you feel mentally, physically. That concludes our yoga practice for today. Arms overhead, we reach up, pulling gratitude into our heart space. So very grateful for you. Thanks for joining. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you again Thursday, guys. Take good care.
Mindy, can I ask you a quick question?
Yes, you may.
When we do that pigeon one, I'm trying to figure out why my right side is so tight and like the left side isn't tight at all. I don't know.
When we have one side that's really tight, you can go back and stretch it again just to give it extra stretch. But then I always advise, watch how you sit.
Okay.
And how you stand and how you walk. And notice if you don't find that you favor this side, you might, you know how sometimes my daughter's always sitting up like this.
Oh, yeah.
Notice if you have it on that right side and see if you can even that out with the left.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
We're glad it worked today. We're glad it worked.
Oh, yeah, good. Take care, guys.